1 second. Right, so I should be back up. Let's see. So I need to do something that you guys are not going to be able to see, and that's just delete the old VOD. So let me do that really quick, and then we'll get started on the fractals and stuff. So let's see, it should be this one. So let's go ahead and delete that. Yep. And then let's see, we have another one to delete. Yep. And another one to delete. Let's see, delete. Yep. Okay. And let's go from there. I didn't leak anything for myself, but I did technically show someone else's email on stream, which I'm not okay with. I'm not even okay with showing my own email on stream, but it just happened to be on GitHub, and it was how we had to do the co-author. I really should have probably put a, like, I don't know what I need to say. I really should have put, like, this is embarrassing screen up or something like that. Let me check to see if we have quality options now. No, we still don't have quality options. Oh well, no quality options today. Really sorry about that. I'm hoping that doesn't matter too much. So let's see. Folzer, you could restart stream, and we start working fractal stuff so you don't have to delete this part. I think it has to be at least 90. Okay, so there are a few things that I didn't answer in chat that I should probably answer right now. So some people asked, do I upload my streams on YouTube? The answer is yes. Let me go to youtube.com and give you guys the appropriate URL for that. You could give him credit by @. I needed to give him credit for the commit. So I needed to say co-authored by. So that's where I put up the streams. Recently I put up a stream for the most, like, one of the climate machine and fractal days. As far as those streams are concerned, I do want to start doing more of the Klima streams. It's just that I haven't been able to do it recently. I've just been, like, sidetracked every day. So I don't think that email is a big deal. It's on the internet anyway. I agree, but it's still beyond what I was willing to show people. So I feel like I was doing the right thing by doing that. Besides which, I wanted to restart the stream anyway to see if we could get some quality options, because sometimes just turning the stream off and on again will give you quality options. I guess their servers are just, like, fried today, so we don't have quality options, which kind of sucks. But again, I don't think too many people have trouble watching this stream in particular without quality options. Yeah, Twitch is stupidly weird for quality options. The only reason I became affiliate was so I could get preferred quality options. Like, that's the only reason. And that shouldn't be the reason I do anything, because they should be providing quality options by default. But they're not. So, you know, we have to do what we do. Okay, so what are we moving on to? We're going to move on to some fractals. CD Projects, Simuleos, and Fractal. Okay, same thing over here. CD Projects. Oh, that's AB. Let's try that again. CD Projects, Simuleos, and Fractal. Okay, I'm going to run one of the simulations we ran yesterday just to get something on the board. And we'll talk about what we need to do for today. So let's run /Sierpinski. Actually, is this what I want to run, or do I already have it? MPV, let's do white video.mp4, full screen that. Right, that looks like a pretty nice video. Cool. Okay. So there's a couple things we need to do with this, because clearly it didn't work out okay. Like, there's a few things that are weird about this. One, we should have black dots, A, B, and C, generated there. And they should be generated at the start of the animation, and then we should see all the other points appear. So there's a bunch of other things that we need to do. You forgot to change the title. What do you mean I forgot to change the title? The title should still be the same. Yeah, algorithm archive iterative function systems. That's what we're working on. So, I think the title is still what it should be, I think. So, man, I don't know. I don't know. So do any of you guys have, like, friends from high school? Like, I'm sure you guys do. Like, so I'm 27 years old or something like that, right? So let's go into VI, Sierpinski.cpp, move down here. So yeah, I've got some friends from high school, right? As happens, you know, it's just, it's like, what, I'm 28 years old. High school was, what, 10 years ago minimum, you know? Sorry, I'll lurk now. No, don't worry, but I feel bad. I'm not trying to kick you off the stream. Please don't lurk if you don't want to. But I'd love to, you know, see you in chat and stuff like that. But yeah, so, like, I've had friends from high school, and right, they're wonderful people, like, genuinely wonderful people. But the issue is that, like, we don't have much in common anymore, you know? Like, it's been, what, 10 years since I've really interacted with them day to day. And so I feel like a lot of people here can probably sympathize with that. You've got friends who you don't really talk to too much anymore, and you have a lot of similarities, but not as many as you used to, And so I'm running into the situation where like I just don't know what to say anymore, because I just don't really have anything in common. I mean, all I do is code, and whenever I'm not coding, I feel like I should be coding. So here's this visualization. Looks pretty good to me. Cool. Okay, so this is the exact visualization I was looking for, I think. Yeah, I'm a fan of this one. Cool. So we're going to go ahead and work through the algorithm archive chapter for iterative function systems, and bit by bit, add in the parts to this animation we need. That's what we're going to work on. So that's where we're at. So let's go ahead and here. There's so many things in the world, and the chance that any two of you will be interested in the same things is really low. Right. Like the way I see it is in high school, you have a random assortment of people who you're put into contact with, and it is very unlikely, like you said, Prutz, that, so here's how I see it. Let me go ahead and open up a terminal and ooh, that's not the terminal I wanted. Let's open a terminal, type in Zernal PP. Let's move that over there. So, and move over here. Okay. Right. So let's describe what my opinion is here. So we'll talk about friendship. Friendship. Okay. Is that how you spell friends? I guess. Okay, so we'll talk about friendship for a bit, right? So we'll talk about high school, right? We could also talk about elementary school and a whole bunch of other things. So we'll say K through 12, okay? So in K through 12, you have, I think this actually matches pretty nicely. So let's do in K through 12, you are growing a small subset of knowledge. So here what we're going to draw is kind of a bunch of axes, right? So here's a bunch of axes here. Well, let's see if I can draw that correctly. Here and there, right? So like, again, this could be art, music, math, science, interpretive dance, swimming, I don't know, books, reptiles. So it's like, basically what this is, yeah, law, whatever it is. These are all just different dimensions in which you have a stake in, right? Like it's an infinite dimensional object, right? But we're going to say that for the record, some people are good at art, music, math, science, swimming, whatever. They're good at certain things, right? So in K through 12, you kind of grow this bubble. That's kind of right, like spherical in a way. Like you have this n-dimensional sphere that is you, right? As you grow older, let's say you go K through 12. So once you get beyond K through 12, even let's not even talk about school. Let's not talk about college. As you go beyond K through 12, or even within this, you will start to grow a bit. You might be interested in books, but not particularly interested in reptiles, interested in art, music, and math, even science, but not really interpretive dance, but really, really interested in swimming for some reason. I don't know why, but for some reason, you're really interested in swimming. So you grow this duck that is you. Anyway, so this is you. You happen to be very interested in swimming for some reason, super interested in books, and relatively interested in art, music, math, and science, right? So then you say, well, what about your friends? Well, your friends maybe aren't very interested in swimming, but are super interested in interpretive dance. And, maybe not so interested in these areas, but, particularly interested in reptiles, and you share a passion for books, right? So by the end of K through 12, you're kind of in this zone, where really you only really have books, right? But as you grow older, like your subset of things that you're interested in changes, right? And so does theirs. And because you're not in contact with each other, your interests kind of diverge, right? So now, like as you get older, maybe you're not as interested in books anymore, right? So maybe you, how do I erase? Come on, erase. Maybe you, can I not erase anymore? Hello. So maybe you are now interested in, I don't know if I can erase anymore. Why is it? Oh, what happened there? Crap. So maybe you're no longer interested in books, right? So your subset of knowledge changes as well. I don't know why I'm ranting about this. My point is like, you may no longer be interested in the same thing that they're interested in. And that's fine because you're no longer in contact with them, right? So then the question is like, what happens then? Well, as you go through graduate school, let's say, in my case, I started getting a very strong appreciation for science and math, right? But also, I found a whole bunch of people who also had a strong appreciation for science and math. So now my friend group, instead of being that weird amorphous blob they were before, are now particularly interested in this as well, right? So you start to gain interest based on other people around you. I guess my whole point is, it's hard to maintain friendships for a while because your group of your knowledge changes readily with time. I don't know why I did all this. This is like a 10-minute detour from stream. Really sorry about that, guys. The point is that, like, I'm finding it hard to interact because I don't know what to talk about, right? I'm not interested in like movies or games or books or anything really. I'm really only interested in like programming, you know, and like things you can program, right? I'm not interested in beer. I'm interested in like nothing. Like literally my entire personality is programming and talking about programming. Like that's it. So like when I start interacting with other people, like I just get kind of bored. You know, they'll be talking about like Animal Crossing and I'm like, don't get me wrong, I like Animal Crossing, but like it's not enough to hold like a huge conversation about. And you know, they'll be talking about like, you know, this or that. I'm like, I just don't care. It's not in my set of interests anymore, you know? Before I had to be interested with them because we were captive together, but now not so much, you know? Really a lot of divergence, even within programming, and they're more, as more time passes, the more obscure things you'll be interested in. Right. It was really fun. Thanks. I'm glad someone thought it was okay. Sorry about that. Yes, all the folks around me are interested in movies and anime, and I know no movies. I know anime, right? So, I've been obsessed with machine learning technique for the past 3 days. Does changing interest is changing interest good or bad? I think changing interest is good. You as a person, if you're consistently interested in the same thing for the entirety of your life, I feel like that's a very boring life to lead, personally. Now, is it actually? Probably not, but that's just what I feel, because I feel like if the only thing you're interested in is beer, because that was the last noun people put into chat, it's hard to maintain friendships if the only thing you're interested in is beer, you know? F1234, Kai, thanks so much for following, really appreciate it. So, I don't know, I'm kind of outside the modern culture. I feel like most people who are watching this stream and enjoying this stream probably are outside what you would typically consider to be a normal subset of interests, right? Like, you're watching a programming stream on Twitch where we're drawing fractals. Fractals are kind of cool, but I mean also, like, the other day we had 50 or so people watching when I was literally just like failing miserably and looking at backtraces in Julia. There's a particular subset of people who are interested in that, right? And I would argue that the interests that you have change with time, and that's good. I mean, part of the reason I'm doing this stream is because I'm hoping that like this allows people to be more explorative in their math and science interests, you know? Who would watch Fractals? Any interest in politics? I have a bit. You don't like colors with your Vim? I don't know what you're talking about. There are colors in my Vim. Also, it's VI. Same as who would be particularly interested in beer, right? Like, yeah. My friends are talking about schoolwork and stuff, and then I walk in with a series of lectures, and be like, justice anyone? I mean, I don't know. It is entirely right. Here, I'm going to go ahead and create a bunch of PNG images here. And we're just going to run g++./Serpinski, and we'll keep... Oh, does PNG encoder not work? Crap, what is it? Video? What is PNG? Is it just PNG? Oh, what is it? PNG? Oh, you know what I have to do? Also, I've got a bunch of other things I need to do before moving further. So let's go up to the Sierpinski Hutchinson right here, and let's see. So we draw the first set of points from, what do we have here? It goes from, oh, there should be 30 seconds rest, I think. Oh, I don't have the terminal up anymore. Let's move this back over here. The color white. Yeah, and other colors as well. Black, for example. Okay, so we're going to CD into, oh, actually, we don't have to. I'm just going to run the last MPV command. There we go, perfect. Oh, no, this is exactly what I want. So we just have to encode it into PNGs. So let's move down here, and does this work? G++? No, it doesn't. Oh, probably because we have different encoders, right? So probably we don't need this 60 in here. Yeah, so probably this is supposed to be PNG encoder. And it takes cam.size? Crap. Okay, let's open up a new terminal and let's just mess around with it a bit and let's see what we can do. So I'm gonna move this up here, move that over there. We're gonna CD into projects, gath VL, ls here, CD into source, and then encoders. ls here, we have a PNG encoder, VI PNG encoder. What does it take in? I have no idea. So it says string URL. Can I just do this? What happens if I do that? That works. Now the question is, what is it doing? And that I don't know. So I think I'll just have to... I completely destroyed the terminal again. Why do I keep destroying my terminals when I need them? Okay, so we're going to CD into projects, gath VL. Let's go into CD include, and then encoders. Let's go into VI PNG encoder. So what do we take in here? We take in a Surface T image, PNG encoder temp image. I think this should work okay. So let's just run /Sierpinski, get a bunch of images, and go from there. Let's see. And then there's me having a wine class tomorrow night at the same time as the stream. Dude, it sounds fine. Like, if that's what you enjoy doing, I'm not knocking you guys. Like, if you like, I don't know, surfing on alligators, like, yeah, it's a weird choice. Like, I wouldn't naturally do that. But if that's what you're into, do it, man. Like, I don't care. Like, it's just like, what I'm trying to say is that everyone has a different subset of interests, right? And it is difficult to believe that your subset of interests would be the same subset of interests as people who are in high school, right? Because you haven't even explored who you are yet at that stage, you know? So I don't know, that's my whole point. I'm just saying that I'm having trouble interacting with them. And I know we went on this rant for a bit, and I don't really know what I'm trying to say with it. All I'm trying to say is that, like, I guess if you are someone who are struggling to make friends because you feel like they don't share any of your interests, well, that's probably true, right? But that, you know, you have two choices. One, mold yourself so you fit that group. Or two, just find a new friends. I don't know. I don't know why I'm saying this. It's just what came out. Sometimes on stream you just babble and babble and babble while you're waiting for things to compile or run or anything like that. I don't know. I'm hoping somehow I helped someone there. I don't know. Live and let live. Cool. Okay, so this seems to be done. You're trying to say that the notion of friendship is overrated? No, I'm not saying that at all. You need friends. I mean, you don't need friends, but friends are super helpful and nice, and they're good to have. But it's just that it's hard to believe that your group of friends is always going to be the same. That's what I'm trying to say. So let's just open up Mirage, and we're going to look for temp. Oh, hello. That's not what I was looking for. Temp image 00 something.png. Cool. So it'll open up a bunch of images which coincide with the images that we generated before. So here we have a bunch of points being generated. Ooh, okay, hello. All right, let's give this a second to render. Here we have the 3 points being generated. Cool. We have 3 more points being generated. And then, nice. That's what I was looking for. I like this animation so much. It's such a cool animation. Yeah, I'm a fan. Okay. But yeah, I guess maybe some of it is the whole live and let live philosophy. Okay. So we're going to have to grab particular frames from this visualization, and we're going to have to modify it for the algorithm archive. So that's what we need to do. So let me move up here, grab those frames, and we'll just start the modification process. I think maybe one thing is that this particular visualization is a bit... Right, so like these dots are kind of small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put like an A, a B, and a C here, right? And then we're going to kind of mess around with this. So what do we actually need for the algorithm archive? Let's move this over there. I'm going to open up a new terminal because I think I probably deleted my last one because I'm an idiot. So let's make this huge again. Ah, man, one day I'm going to remember not to delete terminals, but that day is not today, nor will it be tomorrow. Algorithm archive, get status, get branch, get checkout, master, actually IFS. Yep. Now what's an algorithm? Oh, I need to delete that. So remove, I guess I can just remove the entire website directory, because that's not necessary for this. And let's go ahead and remove contents, Monte Carlo, integration, code, algorithm, scratch, and then algorithm.png. PNG. Come on. Okay, so now we're going to do get book serve. And I'm just going to figure out all of the images that we need to create for this particular animation. And we're just going to fill in the chapter with these images. And that's what we're going to do. It's going to take a few minutes. I don't know if it's particularly interesting, but it's what we have to do. And so we're just going to knock it out. One thing, I don't know. So one thing about this stream that is different than a lot of other streams on Twitch is that it's a shorter stream, right? We only do 2 hours a day, whereas a lot of other people, they do like 8 hours a day. And I would love, I mean, maybe I wouldn't love to do this, but I wouldn't mind doing that as well. It's just that, I can't do that, because I just can't. I don't have time for that. Maybe in the future I would, nice email, by the way. Voiceless Velar Fricative. Interesting name. Okay, so let's see. What images do we need? We need one, the Sierpinski triangle. Fair enough. Let's see. Two, what do we need? We need A, B, and C being generated. And then we have, by iteratively using this operator, we can traverse through all possible movements in this set. For example, let's use all three functions to all three existing points, which will create 9 additional points, many of which overlap. So I need to create two different sets of images that we're going to add in here. And then I need to create small subset animations. Ooh, this is going to be annoying as crap. But that's okay. We'll get through it one step at a time. I know how to pronounce voiceless velar fricative. Is that what? I don't know what that means. And I feel like I shouldn't know what that means. So let's see, after all the children, so we're going to have to create subset animations as well. Oh, okay. It's the CH is in lock. Wait, where is that CH? Fricative? Oh, okay, maybe I'm screwing it up. I don't know what I'm doing with my life, so okay. So I'm hoping by the end of today's stream we get this section done. I forgot how much was left to do. There's actually a surprisingly large amount of things to be done here. So I guess for now, let me go ahead and I'm going to close this off because I think we know what images we need to grab. And I'm going to, let's see, so we have the video also generated. So let's CD into content, IFS here. LS, and let's go ahead and make directory resources. CD into resources. And I'm going to make a new directory for the first bit, which is going to be, I'm going to call it IFS Sierpinski. Okay? So we're going to CD into IFS Sierpinski, and we're going to move all the files that we need over here, and we're going to modify that. So we're going to get all the videos first, and then we're going to do the other things that we need after that. That's just what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to move. So let's see, what are we going to do? We're going to move temp images star here. And now we're going to move temp video.mp4 here. And let's just play that really quick just to make sure. Video.mp4. Yep, this is the animation I needed. Okay, so one thing about this animation that I don't particularly like is the fact that it's too big. Does that make sense? Like, we don't need any of this white space over here or any of this white space over here. We can just cut off the middle. So what I might do is I might just convert all the images that we have into a slightly smaller bit, and then we go from there. What do you mean you're interested in just programming? Are you interested in just programming languages, understanding the programming languages, or do you have interest in frameworks, libraries, etc.? Whether it's former or second, your interest may be make up a meetup about it. I went to talks, but things just didn't work, so not do it anymore. But I talk with people might work for you better. Oh wait, so Meowcat, for the record, when I was ranting about like social life and about like how high school friends are diverging, I need to be clear. I feel like my social life is actually pretty good right now. Specifically because of this stream, maybe that's true, but I genuinely feel like I'm communicating with more people now that I have more interests with than I ever have before. And I'm actually genuinely happy about that. I've had the chance to talk to some wonderful people, like Grant from 3 Blue 1 Brown, Destin from Smarter Every Day. I'm genuinely happy to say that these people I consider to be friends. Now, admittedly, maybe they don't consider me to be friends back, which is a whole nother issue. But the point is that I'm fine. But I think your point stands. That if you are trying to find people who you have interest with, you need to find them. You need to go out and find them, which is why the meetup is such a good idea. Voiceless Velofricative is a name that sounds as described by how humans make it with their heads. Do you think English speakers can properly say lock? Maybe not. They normally say K instead. Yeah, I might be mispronouncing it. I'm sorry about that. I guess they have no concept of CH. Is it loch? Like lock? Loch? I don't know. I think we had this discussion before, and I just didn't pronounce it correctly. You know German or Russian or Greek? I do not know any of those languages. I know English, a bit of Japanese, Python, C++, C, Julia, Fortran, and a few other languages, I guess. Maybe a bit of JavaScript, as you can see from my previous stream. So, you know. But these are the only languages I know. And honestly, I don't even know the proper pronunciation for STD out. STDC out. We have an example of English speaker who could not pronounce this word right there. I'm sorry. Okay, so what are we going to do then? Let's go ahead and generate... let's generate all the images that we need, and then we'll go forward. And then after that, we'll edit the images as necessary. So we have to do the same for the square animation. So let's go over here. We have cam encoder, so let's go ahead and do this with the square Hutchinson here. And so let's run G++. And then we're going to run /Sierpinski. Actually, I need to remove this one as well. Right, this, go into G++ /Sierpinski. We'll get these images and we'll make room for them. So I'm going to cd back a directory and then create a directory ifs square. And we'll also make a directory for chaos Sierpinski. Yep. Okay, so we'll just let all this stuff render. It's going to take a bit of time. Again, like I was expecting to get this entire chapter done tonight, but honestly, after taking like 40 minutes to do the algorithm archive and all this other stuff, it's probably not going to happen. We're probably going to get somewhere tonight, and we'll finish it up tomorrow. But that's okay. We have an example of the English speaker. Let's see. The algorithm archive is a multilingual book. It is indeed. Do you know the correct pronunciation of sudo? I mean, I suppose you're probably supposed to pronounce it super user do, but I mean, it's always sudo. Let's see. Oh, man. Okay. So one of my friends got a dog, right? And so their dog was a really nice dog, and they were looking for a name for the dog. And I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to name a dog sudo, you know? Because if you're going to name a dog sudo, like, it just makes so much sense. Sudo sit, sudo fetch, sudo whatever. Like, it's literally like a command line argument, you know? And I wanted to teach the dog to get really angry if you don't say sudo, right? Or if you're not in the sudo file or something like that. Like, I really wanted to do something really silly with this. But, yeah, so she named her dog Sudo, and now I feel bad for naming my dog Sudo if I ever get one, you know? But man, I really wanted a dog named Sudo. Like, that would have been perfect. Let's see. The H is a pseudo-fricative. I don't even know what a fricative is. I'm so sorry. Let's see. I'm acquainted with those languages. By the way, is H fricative? Is fricative a word that I should know? Like, I feel like it is. Let me Google this. Fricative consonant, such as F or S in English, is produced by forcing of breath through a constricted passage. Okay, fair enough. Right. Yep, it's what I have trouble with because of my wonderful lisp. Okay, only if you're interested in linguistics. You shouldn't know this word probably. Well, now we all do. Welcome to the fricative world of Simuleos, which has multiple fricatives, I guess, in it. Oh man, see, now I'm super conscious of my S's, which always happens anytime. Okay, so let's also open this up and put in the video encoder, right. And we're going to run this again. G++./Sierpinski. And then we're going to move everything to chaos, to IFS square. Oh, square. Now the next one's going to take some time. The next simulation is going to take some time. You know what? Since we're just waiting, let me just... Oh, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. What even is this? What? Am I okay to just Control C out of it? I don't know what I'm doing. So MPV, projects, Simuleos. fractal. Oh no, what am I looking? Fractal, yes, fractal white video. Why not? .mp4. We'll just let this play in the upper left hand corner while we're waiting on everything else to finish. So here you go. Here's a visualization. Actually, I don't like that visualization. Let's do another visualization. So MPV, projects, algorithm archive, contents, IFS, resources, IFS, Sierpinski, and then we'll go into video.mp4 loop 0. Cool. So we'll just let this play in the upper left hand corner while we're doing other things. You know, since we're just waiting for renders anyway, and it'll take some time. Wow, that's flashy. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the last render that we have to do after we move this over to the iterative function system square. So MV. Yeah, that'll work. All right, let's do image star here. Okay, so we have all the images. I'm going to go back a directory and just run du-h as well. It's using 473 megabytes. We're gonna definitely cut down on that, but we're gonna do, I don't know. Let's just. It's one of those days, isn't it? Let's go ahead and comment out here. Cam add encoder. Yeah, we'll run that. We're gonna have to run this twice, but that's okay. We'll run g++./Sierpinski. Okay, let's go. Let me get some water. Again, if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, ideas, anything like that, feel free to let me know, and I'll totally address it as soon as I see it in chat. Again, we've got another 50 minutes in stream. The renders are probably going to take another 5 minutes, so we have plenty of time just to talk about whatever you guys feel like talking about. I mean, like, again, like, I know I just went on a rant about people having different interests and all that kind of stuff, which is totally true. But you should probably know the interest of this channel. I mean, we've got a freaking Sierpinski triangle in the upper left-hand corner, and a bunch of code on screen. Like, it's relatively easy. You can talk about anything, really. Let's see. Do you know ich, ek in German? Is this a different fricative? And what about new in Greek? Let's see. The first one is voiceless palatal fricative. Leus is super conscious of his subliminals. What is this? What is that? I don't even know what that sound is. I studied linguistics for a bit. Okay. So it's still rendering. This one's gonna take like a minute or two to render. So, how's the weather, guys? I hope it's okay. Should we be doing something while we're waiting on this to render, or should we just chat? I feel like we should just chat. I feel like it's been a while since we just chatted. You know, the world's a crazy place nowadays. You know, you've got, you have people, and people going out to do things. That's crazy. I don't know, guys. I'm very bad with small talk. Let's see. Sierpinski, right. So the triangle you see up here is the Sierpinski triangle. It's a triangle with triangles inside of it. So let me just full screen that. Whoa, okay, that was bright. Full screen this. That's the Sierpinski triangle. So it's just a triangle with triangles of triangles and triangles. And we're just doing visualizations of that as a simple fractal animation. That's what we're doing. Cloudy? Ah, nice. I'm happy to hear it's cloudy. Cloudy weather is some of my favorite weather. I know that sounds really weird. A lot of people really like sunny weather, but man, I'm a big fan of cloudy weather. Cloudy and slightly drizzling is like the perfect time to go for a run, because the drizzle means you don't get super overheated, and the clouds mean you can actually go outside without feeling like you're gonna throw up. Because at least for me, like I have like severe photophobia or something. When I go outside and the sun is outside, I really feel nauseous, you know? So I kind of have to have clouds in order to like go outside. I don't know if anyone else has that problem, but I certainly do. So yeah, I've got issues with that. I was checking if that was what you're doing actually, but cool. Yeah. So in fact, for those of you who may be just coming in, you hadn't seen this stream before, we're working on a project known as the Arcane Algorithm Archive, also my YouTube channel, Leos OS. Right, so the whole point of this book is just that we, of course, Algorithm Archive. The whole point of this book is that we teach you algorithms, so let's go to, I don't know, Gaussian elimination. We teach you the algorithm, and then we provide source code for that algorithm, in whatever source code you feel like best suits you. So Java, JavaScript, Python, Haskell. We provide unique visualizations, and it's all, of course, linked to my YouTube channel, which is basically an advertisement for all of this. So, you know, that's kind of how it works. ZH is in measure. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that's how it was pronounced. I like cloudy, where there's enough cover to block the UV. Does that happen? So anyway, here's the algorithm archive. I'll give you guys that link. There. And here is my YouTube channel, LeosOS. 65.4 thousand subscribers, but not a video in 2 years. Whoa, hello there, my friend. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Stop talking. Man, that guy's annoying. Alright, we're still waiting for this video to render. It takes a bit longer because it just takes a bit longer. Math 1337, Sweep Gigas, and Kim Boss. Thanks so much for following, guys. Really appreciate it. But yeah, this one's going to take a while to render. Sorry about that. So let's just... I don't know what to do. Whenever we get into these situations where we're just waiting for things to render. I usually go on a rant about something, but you know. John Lowe, thanks so much for following. Really appreciate it. So if you guys start talking about something, I can rant about whatever noun is put into chat. I promise. I'm pretty good at ranting. As long as it's not MATLAB. Do you know that the Sierpinski triangle can be created by an L system? No, I don't. Let's take a look at that. My username, Frank. Hello, Frank. Let's see. What are you danging it? Wine isn't an emulator? Ah, man. Man. Oh, Frats, get out of here. I don't even know what an L system is, so I don't know why I'm looking at this. Using an L system. Let's see. Wine isn't an emulator? Dude, I love wine. I genuinely love, not alcohol, I love wine. The wine is not an emulator. Like, it is amazing. I used to play Guild Wars 2, right? Not Guild Wars 1. Guild Wars 1 always worked pretty well with wine, but I would play Guild Wars 2. And I didn't actually play the game. All I did was find the appropriate wine settings. That's all I did. I kept continually recompiling wine again and again and again. It takes like 20 minutes per wine compilation, again and again and again, until Guild Wars 2 ran flawlessly on my machine. And then I uploaded those to like the wine, like whatever, HQ. And then from there, that's how I played the game. I never actually, I mean, sure, I played it. I got my level 80 character and everything. And I played both expansions, but like I never really got into it, you know? Like the most I was ever into Guild Wars 2 was when I was recompiling wine. I was super into it. I once wrote a general L system evaluator. It can create lots of nice fractals. Cool. On top of Wikipedia article shows some nice renders of using L systems. Cool. Let's go into L systems. L systems. I want to do a wine stream. Okay, there's so many things I want to do. Like, okay, if I was working on this project full time, there's like a huge list of things I want to do. Like, just a phenomenally large list of things that I just want to get into. But I can't because I don't have time. I do real work. Oh, yeah. We saw someone created some trees with these L systems before, and I thought it was really cool. By the way, guys, I have to be honest. There's something that I'm gonna do. Something I'm definitely doing this year. I've committed to doing it, and it might completely screw over, like, my entire YouTube upload schedule. But at this point, I don't have a YouTube upload schedule. So I'm gonna do something crazy this year, like absolutely insane. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm gonna let you guys know about it here on Twitch, because you guys are in the in crowd, you know, part of the whole friendship group. So let's go here. So it's called Algorithm Advent. Oh boy, am I excited. So yesterday, I spent, 2 days ago, I spent a long time figuring out how we could, like, basically, I have every day be themed after something. So you have, like, oh, what is the theme? Oh boy, let me just, so, okay, so, Advent this year is from November 29th to December 24th. It always ends on December 24th. And this year, I have created a list of algorithms, right? So like Monday, or so like Saturday will be sorting Saturday, Sunday will be searching Sunday. I realize it's kind of annoying to have searching and sorting like right next to each other, but you know, like it is what it is. I feel like we need to get these in there because that's what everyone always asks on, and it's not a legitimate algorithm book unless it has those in there. Then we have Matrix Monday. We have like Weird Algorithm Wednesday, including cuckoo hashing. Let's see, what else do we have here? Christmas Chaos Games. Demon Algorithm, that's a cool one. Let's see, Harmony Search. Let's see, just ones with weird names. Like, that's the whole point in that one. We have Number Theoretic Thursday, dealing with, like, multiplications, things like that. And we also have Differential Equation Fridays. So lots of cool stuff. Now, we could also change Fridays to be spectral Fridays, like Fourier Fridays, but I think we'll do differential equations now. Also, fractals were mentioned in a video game I played recently, and the two examples they brought up were Koch curve and Sierpinski triangle. Oh, interesting, that was a Koch snowflake. I've read about leaf growth a bit in Wolfram's book. Advent starts on the Sunday closest to November 30th. Yeah, maybe we should... Oh, that's what we should do. We should do an Advent algorithm. No, it's stupidly easy. Okay, so let's run MPV. Oh, where am I? What am I doing with my life? This is always my issue. I never really know what I'm doing. Control C. So MPV temp video.mp4. So here's the animation we just made. Giant Sierpinski triangle and a bunch of points associated with said Sierpinski triangle. Took a while. Now what we're going to do is we're going to redo the simulation, except this time we're going to output PNG images, which is going to be... It's just going to take a bit longer than the last one. So if the last one took 5 minutes, this is going to take like 7 or 8 minutes. So we still have plenty of time to talk about whatever the heck you guys feel like talking about. Let's go g++./Sierpinski, and let's run this video just so we have something on screen, because who doesn't like Sierpinski triangles? Right, so we were just talking about something. Advent starts the Sunday closest to November 30th. Start with Advent algorithm that determines the type of algorithms presented each day. That would be interesting. But no, yeah, my whole plan, I've been wanting to do this for a long time, since 2018. I have a plan in this book for 2018's algorithm Advent, right? And I've been planning this for ages. And the thing is, I always put it back. I always put it back. And I'm not going to do it this year. I am actually going to get algorithm Advent done. Let's see. I just got a message. Let me see what I got over here. Oh, that was dumb. I don't know why I looked at that. Oh, well, it is what it is. Right. So you just asked me a question, which was one scientific opinion that I have that is different than the norm? No syntax highlighting. Sorry, I mean, it is syntax highlighted. Didn't you just ask that question? Someone said that, like, just a second ago. Okay. Advent start with the algorithm Advent determines what's one scientific idea you hold that's contrary to the accepted norm. Scientific idea? Or can we move into computer science as well? One scientific idea that's outside the norm. I guess I'd be a bad scientist if I didn't have one. I mean, there's the whole string theory is a load of BS. Like, yeah, I genuinely believe that at this point in time until it's experimentally verified. But also, that's the scientific norm. Pretty much everyone else thinks that as well. I'm really getting into, I'm really getting into a data structure algorithm called self-organizing maps, which lets you reduce multidimensional data. Yeah, I looked into these a while ago. They're super cool. Oh, no, it's not a duplicate question. I actually don't get asked that question a lot. But what's one thing that's actually weird that I think is outside of the scientific norm? Okay, well, outside of the scientific norm, I believe that tests are actually an essential part of programming. That's something that most scientists don't believe, and I genuinely do. So that's one thing. But let's see, what else would there be? What is the scientific norm? I guess, I don't know, like, I've got some weird, like, philosophical beliefs that I have, but I don't think these are particularly relevant, right? Like, for example, in a discussion, I feel like, so if someone presents you an idea that is completely and totally unfounded, like they just tell you the earth is flat, I genuinely believe them, right? I believe that in their world, the earth is flat, right? Now, I know it's not scientifically true, and I know that the scientific universe is its entirely different world, but for this person at this point in time, their belief is that the earth is flat, and I need to treat that as a valid belief. I need to treat that as true for them before I'm able to walk with them and move them into a path that I actually genuinely believe is the right direction, right? Do you think hope P is equal to NP? Oh, that's an entirely different bag of worms. Let's see. Test-driven development. You read Uncle Bob Martin yet? I don't do test-driven development, but I believe that tests are necessary. It's a bit different, right? Let's see. Tell them the Earth is a torus. Oh boy, I'm sure they'd love that one, right? Yeah, Earth is a donut. Just like this donut I got from Krispy Kreme earlier. So let's see, what I really can't think of anything that's outside of like the scientific norm, you know? I tend to, when I read papers, I tend to believe them wholeheartedly. Do you watch Isaac Arthur? No, I don't know who that is. You can post a link though. Um, I can't think of anything. I mean, outside of weird philosophical things, I can't think of anything crazy. I mean, I just did quantum, but even then, like, I don't have like strong opinions about quantum. I do have kind of strong opinions about like programming languages and stuff. Like, I tend to believe that, like C++ is a behemoth of a code base that should never exist in the modern world. But I think that's even accepted, you know? So, what do you think about Sigmund Freud? Oh man, Freud. Freud's an interesting character. When do you plan on publishing your quantum computer work? I tried a Python library, but it uses a closed source quantum emulator server. Would be nice to have it all open source. Yeah, I don't know when that's on the horizon. I really do want to do that. I really want to get our old quantum library up and running again. But I don't know when we'll go into quantum information. It's one of those things that I just haven't, because I'm not working on this project full time, I just don't have the time, you know? A channel about futurism, science, and technologies. Oh, maybe I've seen him. Let's see. Freud is one letter away from fraud. So the truth is, before I went into the whole physics thing and before I went into the whole computer science thing, I actually did some psychology research. Like, that was my thing. Like, I did suicide tolerance I'm sorry, not suicide tolerance, pain tolerance in suicidal patients. That was some research that I did. I've seen his channel. I haven't actually, like, I don't really watch his videos too much. So I do have opinions about Freud, but I don't know if they're strong enough to say one way or another, you know? Like, I just don't know. It is also super hot in this room with my computer rendering stuff. Like, I'm sweating. Like, it's so hot in here. But that's okay. I'm still trying to think about like things that are outside of the norm. I'm surprised that Americans say Freud properly and not Freud. Yeah, maybe it'd be pronounced. It's just Freud is a name. So like you always pronounce names kind of a bit differently than anything else. Like I know my name is Schloss, which I don't know if that's actually how you'd pronounce it in German. That's just how we pronounce it, you know? But like if you were actually pronouncing that in English, it'd be like Schloss, Schloss. It's hard to pronounce, right? Euler is a name. To be fair, people typically mispronounce that one as Euler, right? But like I did for a while. So general philosophical outlook. What are you, nihilist? Look, I don't. Okay, that's one thing that I am actually kind of against. Like I'm against putting your philosophy in any box. Like I'm against like saying that I'm one thing or another. Like I'll say I'm a bit of this or I'm a bit of that. But like to say that your entire philosophical being is under one box is kind of short-sighted, right? Like, you know, you can say that like, maybe I am this, and that's fine. But like, there's no way you 100% believe every single thing in that box, right? And so, I don't know, like, I tend to be in a bunch of different boxes. So I don't know if that's a philosophical difference with a lot of people, but I do feel like a lot of people, they start like getting up in arms about some philosophical trope that's just like, I don't care. Like, I care about what you think, not what your group thinks, you know? But nothing stopped Americans saying Euler and Schwarzschild. Oh yeah, fair enough. No way, man, I'm asking what the majority of your philosophical views are. It's not that you're open-minded. Right, but that's my point. I don't know if I fit into any boxes, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm kind of against, I don't know. I don't know if I fit into these boxes at all. I mean, I used to think about this type of stuff a lot, but I mean, at this point I am who I am, and my thoughts are different than other people's, you know? Like, I don't think I've met anyone else with the same philosophical opinions that I have. But I'm not going to go into them because it's not really, like, if I start going into them, it's just a huge, just deluge. Deluge? Is that the word I'm looking for? I said a word, and I'm not sure if that's right. Deluge is an overflowing land. Yeah, that's actually what I was looking for. Yep, that is an overflowing of land by water, drenching rain, something like that. So it's just a huge amount of information that's just not worth discussing, I think, here and now. Pew with the Dead. Pew with the Dead. Thanks for following. Really appreciate it. Deluge means flood. Right. So that's what I was saying, like a flood of information, but I couldn't come up with the word flood, whereas deluge, however you pronounce it, came into my head, you know? I don't know. This happens a lot. So, like, I don't know. So I've got a question for a lot of people. Here's my question. When you guys think, so let's think a bit about thinking, because I'm just waiting for this to render anyway. I actually have a legitimate question for you people. Do you guys think in a language? That is to say, when you're thinking, Like, do thoughts with words come into your brain, right? Like, if you're thinking about something, do you think, ah, man, what a nice day? Or is there like an essence of it being a nice day that just pops into your head? Like this, the essence of this is put into your brain, right? That's my question. Did you already create a straw poll? No, I was actually going to just do, so one, we'll say language thoughts. And then two is going to be essence thoughts is what I'm going to say. That's my question. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about this one, because I wrote an entire book about thoughts, like an entire story about thinking, right? And the idea was that there is no language in the entire book, none whatsoever. You don't think in English, right? So I thought, well, let's remove language entirely and instead have the conversations through essences, right? Like that was the whole point of the book. And so like, you know, you'd be able to share memories, and you'd be able to share like the feeling of something, like the feeling of like, you know, running and escaping from something, or like the feeling of fear or the feeling of anger, but you couldn't share anything beyond that. And so like, it was really difficult. Like I spent years on this trying to figure out how to do it. So I don't know. Most of the time I'm thinking words under my own voice. We have 2 in 1, sometimes in my language, sometimes in English. Sometimes when I'm thinking about a problem, word form. Right. That's true as well. Like the way I see it, and this is what I wanted to, this is kind of what I wanted to say. Like when I'm speaking, the words just come out, right? Like I don't think about what I'm going to say beforehand. And if I do, I have to rehearse it like hours in advance. Like just whatever I'm saying is said, you know? It's like before when like deluge and flood, just a word came to my mind and that was the word that came out, you know? And I just didn't know if that was weird for people or not. Anyway, I don't know why I'm going into this. Okay, good. The images are done. We can finally move into actually doing work. Actually, we'll just let this play in the upper left-hand corner. We'll just keep letting it play. Actually, let me play the new video. So we'll do MPV, temp video.mp4. Yeah, that's our video. So we should have all the images as well. So let's move here, and we're going to cd into chaos Sierpinski, and we're just going to run the last mv command. Nice. And now we're going to move temp video.mp4 here. cd backup directory du-h. Right, so we have about 1 gigabyte here. Now, that doesn't sound like much, but let me just run df-h. I have 9.5 gigabytes of available memory on my on this partition. So I'm kind of running out of space. Just because I have no available memory here anyway. So let's go ahead and clear. Richard Feynman has a great story about this. He detailed how he counts internally. He speaks it to himself. Conversely, his friend saw a counter visually. Also, your premise reminds me of movie Arrival. I've never heard of that. Cool. Thanks for that. It depends. Sometimes I think in images, like imagining that I'm walking in the woods when it's a nice day. Sometimes in words, like when I think about programming problems. Oh, interesting that you think about programming problems in words. Mine are almost always pictorially. I spoke about that previously. I try to be more thoughtful and say stuff in more understandable ways. Right. I mean, I think you're right in that maybe there are certain ways in which I could present myself to be more like understandable. I get that. But on the other hand, yeah, like I do try to use simpler words whenever possible. But sometimes just big words come out because it's the easiest way to present a topic, you know? So we're going to... Should we just crop all the images? I feel like we should just crop all the images. So let's go ahead and see, how do we crop images? I think we can use image magic to do that. Edgar Ortega, thanks so much for following. I really appreciate it. How do we crop images from terminal? I want to say we can do this with image magic, but we're just going to see what happens. Crop images from terminal. Not exactly what I was looking for. Let's go here. I'm sweating so much. Cropping images using command line tools only. So crop image, JPG, top 5. Install image magic, image.jpg, JPG, 720 by 480. Right. Okay, I see what we have to do. Convert image crop. So I'm gonna use convert. Scares me because sometimes convert just uses all my available RAM. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to open one of these images up in GIMP and see what we want to crop it down to, and then we'll work from there. So let's go ahead and open it up. So let's go into VI I said GIMP and I called VI. So GIMP, let's do image. Where are we? Oh, we need to CD into chaos. Sierpinski. GIMP. And let's run GIMP. Image. 00. Let's do 1000, something like that. .png. Is that a thing? Yep, that's the thing. That should be fine, right? 100? Surely that's enough. Okay, so here's our triangle. And let's see what we want to... Oh, no. Ah, no. Where are the points? Over there. Crap, do I have to redo this render? Dag nabbit. CD into IFS. Hutchinson. Sorry, square. And let's just take a look at MPV. That was a long one, too. Okay, by the time we redo these renders, it's going to be the end of stream, and I don't have much more time to do anything else tonight. That sucks. That sucks so much. Okay, so let me do... man, that sucks. Okay, well, let's just get it done. MPV, video.mp4. Yeah, there are black dots on that one. CD backup directory, and now we're going to do MPV, CD IFS, Sierpinski, and let's do MPV, video. Again, black dots. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's just fix it. Oh, I can't believe it wasn't fixed before. So where's PT color? I'm using it here, but yeah. So Sierpinski chaos. We're gonna do triangle is gonna be make shared with point color. It should be black. Why isn't it black? What? I spoke about that previously. Now let's see. Two, and it's more like words are essences of format language. Right. You do climate modeling, right? Anything cool you can tell us about your research? At this point, not really. We don't really have much to show yet. We're working on the fundamentals of it first, just trying to get it out. There's a lot of cool Julia things, and I promise I'll do another stream like that soon. But it will probably be Friday at 4 o'clock Eastern time. That's probably when I'll be doing that stream. So if it's the I did something dumb. That's what I did. Black, white, and the point size. What's the point size going to be? So the point size there is 5.5. Let's go up. Actually, let's go down to what is it? Square Hutchinson. And let's just make the point size the same as these guys down here. So here's midpoints. I made the other ones 10.10. So let's make these 5 guys 10.10, just so it's the same size. Right, so I guess this is what we have. Let me do git add Sierpinski .cpp git commit -m, and we're gonna say fixing Sierpinski chaos animation. Okay, so let's do that and git push upstream origin master. Hey, Jump Out, how are you? What are you working on today? We're working on more fractal visualizations. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry, Jump Out. You came literally right when I was about to close stream. I realized that we have a bit longer in normal stream time, but by the time I get these renders done, it's just gonna... I mean, it's gonna be too late. I'm gonna have to close stream. So I'm gonna go ahead and close it now. And we'll come back tomorrow and do all the editing and stuff for the chapter. I'll try to do some voice recording on the side, so Friday we can come back and do something a bit different. But my goal is to get all of the stuff ready so that tomorrow we're literally just doing video editing, image editing, and stuff like this to get the chapter just out by tomorrow. That's what we're trying to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this this render again because I'm an idiot and that's just what I am. So let's go over here. Let's run G++. Make sure it compiles, which I didn't check before committing, but that's okay. /Sierpinski, and let's see who we want to raid at the end of stream. We have Doombox doing Guild Wars, Tim doing Tim stuff, Dr. WD40. What do you guys want to do? Programming or science? We could do more science than programming. We normally do programming, but we did some science yesterday, and I think that was pretty cool. Yeah, maybe we do Dr. WD40. That seems like a cool idea. He's a really cool guy. We're all idiots in the confluence of information in the seas of the universe. That is totally true. Let's go ahead and raid Dr. WD40. Let's do that. Raid Dr. WD40. He does science streams right now. He's working with microscopes and stuff like that. I realize that's a bit different than the normal content, but we haven't rated him in so long. I think this is good to do. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for coming in. Have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, morning, evening, whatever time it happens to be your time. Man, I can't quite read that kanji. But Tony Chief, thanks so much for following. Really appreciate it. And I will see you guys around next time for the next episode of Simuleos. It will be at hopefully 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, and we will just finish up this chapter. That's what we have to do tomorrow. Pretty excited for it, and hopefully I'll see you then. Bye, guys.